Welcome back. Today we're going to hit page 7 of Essential Elements, book 1 for tenor saxophone. And let's take a look at the page. As always, our yellow box at the top here is teaching us something. And on this one, it's teaching us in a whole note. So we learned our quarter note, which was a quarter of the measure, so 1 beat. A half note, that was half the measure, so 2 beats. So a whole note kind of looks like an egg, no stem or anything. That's all 4 beats in that 4/4 measure. So a whole note is 4 beats, and a whole rest right next to it is 4 beats as well. Now, you might look at that and say, wow, that looks a lot like the half rest. How do I tell the difference? Well, the easy way to tell the difference is if you notice the whole rest is hanging down from the measure. So I like to think of it, if the rest, the little box is sitting on top of the line, that's because it's light. It only has 2 beats. But the whole rest has to hang down because it's so heavy it has all 4 beats in it. So you see them right next to them right there on the page. So number 20 here is going to have us clap through some rhythms with whole notes. So let's take a look at the rhythm rap there, number 20. And here we go. 1, 2, ready, clap. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Rest. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Rest. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're done. So like it did with the other rhythm rap, if you look at number 21, it's the same rhythms, but now we have notes and breath marks in it. So let's take a look at that. Remember our notes, and let's play number 21, the whole thing. 1, 2, ready, play. Rest, 2, 3, 4. Rest, 2, 3, 4. So cool. Did you get all the breath marks? Did you get the repeat at the end there? If not, give it another shot. Write in anything that you need to write. Circle breath marks, circle repeat signs. I write all over my music to remind myself stuff just so I don't miss things. Because it's easy. You're having to think about a lot of things, and it's easy to miss some of the little stuff. So number 22 is a duet. And if you don't know what a duet is, when 2 players play together and will complement each other, or we'll play the same thing, or we'll do some harmonies. So this one's split decision. So how we'll do this is I'm going to play letter B, and then you play letter A, and we'll play it together. And then after we finish that, we'll switch. And so we'll both get to play both parts. And you're going to want to really try to keep a steady pulse, try to stay with me, and see if we can play it together. And listen for the sound. You know, saxophone's a very flexible instrument. See if you can play where it sounds the most pleasant between us playing together, where we're the most in tune. So I'm going to do B, you're going to do A. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, play. All right, how did it go? Hopefully you stayed with it. If not, back it up and try it a bunch of times. See if you can get it as close together so we're playing. And if you notice, there's one part where we take turns playing. We don't always all play at the same time. So if that threw you off, notice there's a point where just player A plays and a point where just player B plays. All right, if you're ready, let's switch it around. So I'm going to play letter A, you play letter B. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, play. All right, hopefully that went well. Duets can be tricky, so give that one some extra attention. And if you get a really good recording of yourself playing along with me on that, feel free, post a link to that in the comments below. I'd love to see how some of these duets turn out. Okay, our next little yellow box talks about key signature. We're going to get to that later. Read it for sure and know what a sharp looks like and know what a flat looks like. But right now, we're going to move on to the next one. So these next few here are mostly just refreshers to get get everything in our head, have us playing all the things that we've learned. It's good to just play new songs and practice as much as possible, because eventually you want to not even think about what you're doing with your hands. You're just looking at music and you're reading it like you'd read a book. When you read a book, at first, you have to really spell out every word, and eventually you just read, and it's like you just look at the book and you see words and sentences. That's how we want to get with music, where you just look at the music and you see music and you play it. So anyway, let's get back to the book here. Number 23, let's play March Steps together. 1, 2, ready, play. All right, great. Let's take a look at number 24, listen to our sections. This is one that we'll play when we can do stuff with the full band, because it's letting us hear all the different sections in the band. First percussion will play, then woodwinds. Saxophone is a woodwind. Saxophone, flute, and clarinet are in the woodwind family. Brass, which is trumpets, trombones, all that kind of stuff. And it'll go through them. So this is a thing for a whole band. So go ahead and take a look at it, play it if you'd like, but we're going to move to Lightly Row. And this is a bigger song. Notice this one has 2 lines. It has some good breath marks in there and a lot of notes, so you want to use those breath marks and take big, deep breaths. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, play. All right, so that one's the longest song that we've played so far and has the most notes in it. Very, very cool. So spend some extra time on that one if you need to. It might not come right away and you might need to slow it down, but we are moving fast. We're learning a lot very quickly, and if you did great at it, awesome, fantastic. So we have one more here, number 26, Essential Elements Quiz. Now, if you notice, this one doesn't have any of those bar lines. It doesn't have the measures defined between them. So go ahead and pause the video. If you haven't already written in the bar lines, every 4 beats, there should be a vertical line. So write those in. We'll wait while you pause it. Okay, we're back. Did you write them all in? Okay, let's try playing it now. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, play. Okay, so in that one, what I'd like you to do as well, now that you have the bar lines and all that written in, write in some good places to take a breath. Put in a breath mark. And yeah, it's having that, if you don't see breath marks in a song, it's okay to write in a good place to take a breath. So you remember where to do it and you don't run out of breath in an important area. Yeah, and it's good to be able to count in your head too. And if you noticed in the last video, I didn't say all the rest. I kind of am weaning off of them a little bit. I'm still saying them in my head, but I'm not saying them out loud. So see if you can start going forward, as we play, we're going to count the rests. Ba, 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 ba. And you still, in your head, you're thinking of the rest and you're giving it its full time. But we're going to start moving to not saying it out loud unless you need to. Always feel like you can if you need to, but we want to not feel like we have to say them. And eventually it's easier to not have to say them out loud. Anyway, that is the end of page 7. We are chugging along here. If you have any questions, of course, in the comment section below, reach out, or ask me any questions. I'm happy to answer anything that you might want to know about any of this stuff or just saxophone in general. But otherwise, we'll see you in the next video, and we'll hit page 8. Thank you.